Howdy folks, Siam here. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about rich bashing. So the other day I saw an out-of-date stat, so I thought I'd play around with some numbers, and I posted this. If you received $200,000 every single day since Jesus died, and you didn't spend a penny, you'd still be poorer than Bezos. Don't believe me? Well, let's just do the maths. So roughly 2,020 years times 365 times 200,000 a day equals $147.5 billion almost. Well, how rich is Bezos? 160.1 billion. So yeah, you'd still be a lot poorer or less rich than Bezos with 200,000 a day every day. And that's after his divorce. I mean, look at Mackenzie Bezos, his ex-wife. She's now worth $52.4 billion. So yeah, he's beasting it. Mind you, it won't be long before Musk is richer than everyone here combined. But in fact, yeah, there's some good married down here, divorced up here. So yeah, she was a good hodler. Anyway, so this post obviously created a bit of emotions. Some people displayed hatred and jealousy and rich bashing. But I just want to quickly talk about the reality below. So here is the reality. Most billionaires aren't that liquid. That number is simply the value of how many shares that they own in their company and then the stock price. So pretty much every billionaire you can think of, Musk, Bezos, Buffett, etc., they have barely a fraction of that in actual cash in the bank in their personal name. Normally 99% or more of their wealth is in stock. So Buffett has very little cash, like less than $20 million to his name, although his company Berkshire Hathaway is sat on about $130 billion worth of cash. Bezos has about $200 million in cash, so that's quite a lot, but that's only because he took out a massive loan a few years ago. And Musk has about less than $2 million in cash. So yeah, they're not that liquid. And in order to get liquid, they have to jump through lots and lots of hoops to get the cash. So you have to understand that in order to get the cash or to get some liquidity, they either have to sell some of their shares, and if they do that, it's a multi-month process because they have to file loads of forms with the SEC or the FCA if they're UK based, and it's completely public. And so if they're selling any of their shares, what happens is that, you know, if it's a large amount, it's going to detriment the share price. So their wealth will then drop, or their notional paper value. So yeah, their net worth will always go up and down like a yo-yo. Or they'll simply in a lot of cases, they'll actually borrow. So they'll just take out a loan and they'll use their collateral as stock. So they'll use their stock as collateral, so to speak. So yeah. So basically, they will never ever crystallize that wealth, like pretty much ever. Simply because if they did really want to fully exit, they would have to sell their stock, and it would just plummet. They'd get pennies on the pound. So yeah, it would just basically kill their business. And so here's the thing that the masses never ever learn when it comes to rich bashing and stuff like this. Most taxes that exist today, especially income tax, they only came around due to the masses demanding justice / rich bashing. They were like, oh, it's not fair that they're all rich, blah blah blah. And so they put pressure on the government, and then government simply created all sorts of taxes to tax the rich. But you have to understand that the rich are rich because they understand money, whereas the masses don't understand money. Remember, the wealth always transfers from the uninformed to the informed. And so what happened is that the rich simply sort of sidestepped the taxes, and they became tax efficient, whereas the masses, they absolutely got. Imagine this is a fist. Obviously, I can't draw, and this is the face of the masses. So basically, the taxes basically ended up smashing the face of the medium and the lower class. whatever the politically correct term is, working class. I don't know. I always look at it like an old airline, whether you had lower class, middle class, and upper class. So anyway, whatever I'm not PC at all, but you get what I'm saying. So what happened is that all this rich bashing and, you know, tax the rich, etc., all it does is the rich simply move their money in different ways, so they completely avoid it. And all it does is it extracts wealth from the classes lower than the elite, so to speak. So really, I have this mentality. I don't bash the rich. I simply thank them. Thank you, innovators. Thank you for giving me free access to even put this video on air. Thank you for having free GPS on Google Maps. I can go anywhere, see anything. Google Earth. I can... Hell, thanks Google. Thank you Musk for my cars, and like, so instead of bashing them, thank them. I mean, because we have access to hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars worth of investment, R&D and investment over the last 20 years in the internet and everything that we have access to, and instead aspire to do good in the world. And I know a lot of billionaires don't do good, or they may seem like they're not doing good, but you'll see that the vast majority of people are hired by corporations which are owned and set up and founded by billionaires, etc. So this isn't, I guess, this is not a video of me sucking up to the billionaires, etc. But I just, I think it's just reality. Just learn more about money, and then you'll be able to better insulate yourself. So, yeah, hope that makes sense. Chat soon. Bye.